Have you ever lain in bed at 3 a.m., staring at the ceiling, desperately wanting to sleep, but your mind just won't shut off? Your body is exhausted, your eyes are heavy, but inside your head, it's a storm. You are replaying a conversation from 3 years ago, wondering if you said the wrong thing. You are worrying about a bill that is due next week. You are creating fake scenarios in your head that haven't even happened yet and might never happen. It feels like there are 20 tabs open in your brain and you can't close a single one. If this sounds like you, if you feel trapped inside the noise of your own thoughts, then you need to listen closely. Because today, I'm going to share a powerful Zen story about a man who carried the whole world on his shoulders until one simple lesson changed everything. This story isn't just a tale. It is the cure for a tired mind, and by the end of this video, you might just find the silence you have been searching for. In a bustling city full of noise, traffic, and endless demands, lived a young man named Arif. On the surface, Arif had what looked like a good life. He had a stable job as a clerk, a small but comfortable roof over his head, and friends who cared about him. But inside, Arif was drowning. He was what you would call a chronic overthinker. His mind was a prison that he had built himself, brick by brick. If his boss sent an email with no subject line, Arif would spend 4 hours convincing himself he was getting fired. If a friend didn't reply to a text immediately, he would replay every interaction they had for the last month, wondering if he had offended them. He lived in the past, full of regret over things he couldn't change, or he lived in the future, terrified of things he couldn't control. The only place Arif never lived was the present. The weight of his thoughts became so heavy that he started to feel physical pain. His chest was always tight, like an invisible hand was squeezing his heart. His shoulders were always heavy, burdened by invisible loads. He tried reading self-help books. He tried herbal teas. He tried distracting himself with loud music, but the noise in his head never stopped. It was a constant hum of anxiety. Desperate for relief, he heard a rumor from a neighbor about an old Zen master who lived high up in the foggy mountains, a man who was said to possess the secret to a silent mind. People said that just sitting near him brought a sense of calm that money couldn't buy. Arif didn't know if he believed in such things, but he was desperate. So, the very next morning, he packed a small bag and began the journey. The hike up the mountain was long and difficult. The path was steep and rocky, winding through dense forests and over rushing streams. But as he climbed higher, the noise of the city began to fade away. The honking cars were replaced by the sound of wind whistling through the pine trees. The shouting of crowds was replaced by the chirping of birds. After hours of climbing, struggling for breath, he finally reached a small, humble hut situated near a crystal-clear waterfall. The air was thin and cold. There, sitting by a small fire, was the Zen master. He was an old man with a face that looked like a calm lake, still and deep. He was simply pouring tea, moving with a slowness and intention that made Arif feel restless just watching him. Arif didn't wait to catch his breath. He ran forward, bowed frantically, and spilled his heart out. "Master," Arif gasped, his voice trembling with emotion. "Please, you must help me. My mind is a curse. I analyze everything. I worry about everything. I cannot find a moment of peace. I can't sleep. I can't focus. How do I stop my thoughts? How do I silence the noise before it drives me mad?" The master looked at him, smiled gently, and stood up. He didn't offer him a magic mantra. He didn't give him a lecture on philosophy. Instead, he walked over to the side of the hut and picked up a large woven basket made of bamboo. He handed it to Arif. "I can help you," the master said softly, his voice barely louder than the waterfall. "But first, we must go for a walk. Take this basket." The master led Arif to a dry riverbed filled with stones, some small pebbles, some large rocks, some jagged and sharp. "We are going to walk up to the peak of the mountain," the master explained. "But there is a rule for this journey. Every time a worry crosses your mind, every time you think of a regret from the past or a fear of the future, you must pick up a stone and put it in your basket." Arif thought this sounded strange, but easy enough. He put the basket on his back and started walking behind the master. Immediately, a thought came. What if I lose my job while I'm away? My boss will be angry. Arif sighed, picked up a jagged stone and tossed it into the basket. A few steps later, his mind wandered again. Why did I say that stupid thing to my father last week? I am such a bad son. Another stone. Clunk. Then another thought. I'm not fit enough to climb this mountain. I'm going to embarrass myself in front of this master. Another stone. Clunk. My bank account is getting low. How will I pay for rent? A heavy rock this time. Clunk. Within 20 minutes, the basket was half full. Within an hour, the basket was overflowing. The higher they climbed, the steeper the path became. The basket, which started light, now felt like it weighed 100 kilos. The straps dug deep into Arif's shoulders, leaving red marks. Sweat poured down his face, stinging his eyes. His legs shook with every step, his lungs burning for air. He looked ahead at the master, who was walking lightly, carrying nothing, enjoying the view of the clouds. Arif felt anger bubbling up. Why was this old man making him suffer? Finally, unable to take another step, Arif collapsed onto his knees. "Master!" Arif yelled, gasping for air. I can't go on. It's too heavy. This is torture." The master stopped. He turned around slowly and looked at Arif with deep eyes full of compassion. "Tell me, Arif," the master asked calmly, "what is in the basket?" Arif looked at him with frustration. "Stones," he yelled. "Just heavy, useless stones. Why did you make me carry them?" The master nodded slowly. "And why are you carrying them?" Arif froze. He blinked, confused by the question. "Because you told me to pick them up every time I worried," Arif stammered. The master smiled, a genuine warm smile. "I told you to pick them up," the master said. "I never told you to keep them." He walked over to Arif and gently tipped the basket over. Rumble, crash. The stones tumbled out, rolling down the hill, bouncing away into the bushes. In an instant, the weight was gone. Arif stood up straight, his shoulders feeling light as a feather, his lungs filling with the cool, fresh mountain air. The relief was instant. It was euphoric. He felt like he could fly. The master placed a hand on Arif's shoulder and spoke the lesson that would change his life forever. "Arif, the basket is your mind. The stones are your thoughts. It is natural to pick them up. Thoughts will come, worries will come, regrets will come. But you are keeping them. You are collecting them. You carry the pebble of an argument from yesterday. You carry the rock of a deadline next month. You carry the weight of a storm that hasn't even happened yet. You walk through life collecting every negative thought. And then you wonder why you are so tired. You are trying to climb the mountain of life while carrying a bag of stones that don't belong to this moment." Arif stood there, tears welling up in his eyes. For the first time, he understood. He wasn't tired because of his life. He was tired because of his attachment to his thoughts. The master continued, "Peace does not mean you stop thinking. That is impossible. The mind creates thoughts, just as the tongue creates saliva. Peace means you stop carrying what doesn't belong to you. When a worry comes, acknowledge it, look at it, and then drop it. Do not put it in your basket." Arif looked at the empty basket, then at the horizon where the sun was setting, painting the sky in gold and purple. For the first time in years, his mind was quiet. He realized the silence he was looking for wasn't something he had to find. It was what remained when he finally let go of the noise. My friends, I want to ask you a question today. How many stones are in your basket right now? We often think that overthinking is a way of solving our problems. We think if we worry enough, we can control the outcome. But worry doesn't empty tomorrow of its sorrow. It only empties today of its strength. The Master taught Arif, and he teaches us, that we cannot stop thoughts from appearing. You cannot stop the bird from flying over your head, but you can certainly stop it from building a nest in your hair. Here is the secret to instant relief. When a heavy thought enters your mind, acknowledge it. Say to yourself, "This is a stone," and then drop it. Ask yourself, can I solve this problem right now, in this second? If the answer is yes, take action. If the answer is no, then it is just a stone, and you are not required to carry it up the mountain. Life is a steep climb. It is hard enough without the extra weight of past regrets and future fears. Do yourself a kindness today. Look at your basket. Forgive yourself for the mistakes of the past. They are heavy rocks. Let them go. Trust that the future will handle itself. Fear is a jagged stone. Drop it. You deserve to travel light. You deserve to see the view without the weight crushing you down. If this story helped lighten your load today, even just a little bit, please give this video a like so it can reach others who are carrying burdens that are too heavy for them. And tell me in the comments below, what is one stone or worry you are choosing to drop today? Is it a grudge? A fear? A regret? Write it down to let it go. I read every comment and I'm cheering for you. Don't forget to subscribe to join our community of peaceful minds. Until next time, stay calm and keep climbing.